Hi friends, this is Corky, the Plum Creek Booksmith, and I'm back with a little project that I have started. I've been watching a lot of Rachel Roxy Creation videos where she uses her little ephemera books where she's making a new journal, and she brings her little decorated ephemera books and she has them all categorized and just easy and handy to get to when she needs them. I needed to do that for so long because I have ephemera, little pieces I printed, some real ephemera, everything just scattered all over my craft room, all over my house, no kidding. About 2 or 3 months ago, I found this old photo album at Goodwill, and it's full of, all of the plastic photo pages just waiting to be used. And my intention when I bought it was to make it an ephemera holder. So after seeing Rachel and Wendy of Wendy's Journal Adventure, both of them have made the sweetest little ephemera books, and I do intend to do that very same thing someday. I have a whole tote full of Old Reader's Digest covers waiting for that very thing, I think. I had gotten a librarian friend of mine asked me one day, Corky, can you use any of these Reader's Digests? And I think there were 80 of them. And I said, sure, I'll take them. So I was out in my driveway one day and I just gutted every single one of them. Unfortunately, threw away all the pages. That was before I really got into doing junk journals, but I knew I needed covers. But it's okay. I've got plenty of book guts, but I always kind of shake my head that I gutted all of them because I do like making those special little books where you tear tear 6 pages, keep 2, tear 6, keep 2. I could have done a lot with those. But no, they would have still been whole books. Anyway, this gives me something to do with all the covers that I've made, and I might make a few to sell because they'll just be awesome that way. Getting back to the project at hand. So yesterday I started dreaming about how to make the most of this photo album and the pages. And like I said, the originals come with 2 side tucks here for a big photo. There's one here and here, and then 3 on the side that are horizontal, and they load from the side too. It's not very handy unless you've got large pieces of ephemera like these. And that'll be fine. The only thing is I'm always afraid these are going to go too far in, so I might sew here to keep them from getting too far in and hard to get a hold of. So what I did was this is my first prototype. I took the pages to my sewing room and I sewed here, and I sewed here, and I sewed here, and then I took my handy dandy unsewer, my seam ripper, and I got up here and I was able to slice through here like 2 separate things here, and then took away that plastic, this part. I just cut away this, so it made a pocket here for these to come in. So I did that to several pages, and so here's a pocket here, and here's a pocket here, and here's a pocket that has a bunch of flowers and things, and it's this tall. But I'm still stuck with, doing these side pockets here, which work fine, but if you don't have them, packed, then they fall out. Anyway, these are working fine. So when I turn this page, I did the very same thing with this page where I have 3 shorter pockets in it. They're holding ephemera quite nice. And then I still have these side pockets that hold larger items on the side. So then I got to trying a few other things, and so I went and I sewed, let's see, I need to have, here, I'll have this one. I decided to, well, this is, okay, before I get to this one, this was my 2nd or 3rd generation here. So I sewed the seam here that closed off these pockets here. I hope I'm making sense. Okay, so this 2nd or 3rd generation, I sewed this seam here, and it closed up these horizontal pockets. And then I also sewed across. And I have, I think, two. Oh, and then on this bottom one, I sewed this way. And so then I come across here, and I use my little tool here, my little seam ripper, and I get inside there and just make a little poke far enough only to get that top plastic layer. And then I just rip across to make that pocket. So that makes, oh, and then I did the same over here on this side. But I still have the side pockets, which are fine. These are working fine because I have pocket within a pocket. I put these little labels in a little plastic bag, and they fit in here really nice, and they're not going anywhere. Same with this one, same with this one, and same with this one. These are those small little Tracy Fox labels, so I've got all of those where I can get to them easy. So, and this is the same thing. I think you can see the seams a little better. I sewed down here, and I sewed this one, and then I came across here and I cut the slit here to make the pocket entrance for that, and there's a pocket entrance over here as well. So then I also sewed a pocket here and here. I think this one is a pocket as well. Yeah, I still need to cut this one because it'll be a pocket here because I have stitched a seam here. So all of these fit in this little pocket. And then there's, oh, this one's a side pocket still. And then this is a top loading pocket. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4 small to medium sized pockets. And they are just loaded full of things. So these are going to last, I mean, they're going to last me forever. I have to live till I'm 100 to use up all of these little doodads that I've cut out, thinking I'm going to use, and I will. And then this next page, I opted for larger pockets. And so I sewed the seam here. And this one I cut the little plastic away. Same, no, this one I didn't. I just, oh, on these I did some masking tape. So I sewed here, and I made a slit here, and then I tucked in the masking tape to close off this part. I think this was actually my second generation. I was learning different things on how things would work. And so then there's 1, 2, 3, 4 pockets here, and they are all top loading pockets, and they're just filled to the brim. Okay, so now we will get to my latest. This is my latest one. I just got done sewing. I haven't done any slitting yet, but this one is, I've sewn this seam here that closes off the horizontal feeds, you know, the horizontal side pocket. And then I've also sewn this seam here, which closes off these vertical, the vertical photo holders. And I've made a pocket here with a seam, and there's a pocket here, because this is the bottom of that, and then there will be a smaller pocket here. There's another pocket here when I make a slit. There will be a pocket here when I make a slit here, and there will be a pocket here when I make a slit here. And over here, oh, you can see the dog hair. Oh my goodness, my dog is shedding like crazy. So here's a top pocket here. I'll make a slit here, and this will be the bottom. I'll make a slit here, and this will be the bottom. These will hold little smaller bits and pieces that I like to use, like labels and things like that. And the same with all of these. So I'm going to attempt to show you how I do the slits, and I hope my lighting is good. This is really hard to see, and then the camera's right in the way of my eyes, so you might get to see my head in front of you. But what I'm going to try and do is I've used different tools. You just got to try to get in here and snag that first layer of plastic here. This is working really well. So I've got a hold of that with this little blade, and then to have a little more control, I want to use this little seam ripper. And you can just push it right along, and it'll open up for that little pocket. Okay, so that one. So I've got one pocket made. And you know, these little photo albums, you can pick them up for a little bit of nothing. Garage sales or used-a-bit shops, Goodwill, thrift stores. And because people just don't, they just don't they don't print photos much anymore. It's all online, which is fine. So just look around and see if this is something you'd like to do. That would be cool. And then I also got to thinking on these, you could also make a little seam here and here and here to make smaller pockets. And you can just about make any kind of any kind of combination of pockets. It's limited to your own imagination. And so I think you probably get the idea, but this is all there is to it. And I'm going to be ready to fill these pockets later today. And I've got about 100 more. No, not that many, maybe 50 more. I'll probably not use that many, but I can do them as I go. I was going to see if I had any more just offhand here. This was my old way of keeping a lot of my little bits and pieces. My sister had given me these trays. I don't know what they were for originally, but she works in she retired from being the school lunch lady, and I have a feeling they were something to, something came food-wise in these, and she thought I could probably use them for something, and that's what I was keeping all of my little bits and pieces in, and they were up in one of my cupboards here in my craft room, and I rarely remembered that they were there. So a lot of them just went, they just sat there waiting to be used, and I've already filled up most of these pages with what was in these tubs. But this is something I like to do when I have an order that I need a shipping label for, and my shipping labels come on the 8.5 by 11 pieces of paper. Well, the label itself only prints on the 1/2 of it, so I have this leftover piece of paper that either will go to waste, or what I like to do is after I've printed the label, I will go to my drawing program on my computer, and I'll just print things to be on the sticky label. That way I'm not wasting half of the label. And so I'm going to cut these apart, and there's some here. Where did I put those? Oh, some that I did just today, because I sent Dale a journal that she bought from me, so I decorated it up with some valentines on the outside. So, that was kind of fun. But these will go in one of my, probably not one of these shorter ones, but now I can't even find the one I was working on. But anyway, I'll put these here, and I'll cut these apart and put those in. And that way, I've got sticky things that I've printed out, and I can have them at hand. Here's some Christmas candies that I have for my Christmas journals. This one should have printed in color, but it didn't. These are fun little little price tags, I guess, from old magazines that were 10 cents. And I just thought this was like a whole year's worth of the magazines, and I just thought it was fun how they had different ways to say 10 cents, and then here's where it's spelled out 10 cents. And I just thought it was a fun graphic, and so I cut these apart and used them just sporadically. Here's some hands, pointing fingers. Here's some Western pieces that can be used for like, whoops, my light went out. That must be telling me we're done. But anyway, these are my washi tapes, some of these, and then this is just some pretty flowers. And here's some more washi tapes. I need to lighten my printer. I think they come out kind of dark. And then these are ones that are, like this one is big enough for a 1-inch punch, and so I punch it and use it as a sticker. Here's a thing of fall flowers, or leaves. Oh, here's the blank part that I missed getting it printed on, and here's some of my Christmas stickers that I have on my Etsy store. They make great stickers to cut out, and I hope you enjoyed this. I hope this gives you some idea of something, like if you've got one of these albums sitting around your house and it's not being used, see what you can do. You can make ephemera holders, and you won't have to spend extra money. You've got everything you need right here. I hope you're having a great day, and if you liked my video, please give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and hit the bell to be reminded of upcoming amazing videos by the Plum Creek Booksmith. Get that word out. So I will tell you goodbye. Bye now.